We haven't even been Super Bowl champions for a week yet, and the offseason work is already beginning. Who's going to be the next offensive coordinator of this juggernaut Eagles offense in 2025? We're going to discuss some of the options. We're going to talk Jeff Stoutland's video. We're going to talk the Tonight Show with Jalen Hurts. We're going to continue the party that's going because the Eagles are still your reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions. We're live in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 pop your julep. Pop, 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 pop your julep. Pop, 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 pop your julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter, you know the drill. Wherever you are watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. It's free to support a local content creator. It's free to support this channel as the race to 500 subscribers is on. That's the first of the big goals here for us here at the channel, 500 subscribers. So please tell one, tell all. Trend in the AM, the only morning show where your opinions actually matter. And guys, we got a jam-packed show. We are going to talk the Eagles offensive coordinator position because Kellen has taken officially the New Orleans Saints head coaching position. So we need an offensive coordinator. I've got about 15 names written down here. You know, we're going to go through them all, different options around the board, the pros and cons of them all. I fully expect the Eagles to make a decision very quickly on the next offensive coordinator. So we got that on the agenda. I want to talk Jalen Hurts, of course, throughout the show. He made an appearance on the Tonight Show, which I did not stay up for, but I've seen all the clips. Jalen Hurts is him. That's all I can say about that. And then again, I want to talk about a video from Jeff Stoutland that he posted on social media last night. And, highlighting Stoutland University. So we got lots to, get into today. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video out and start bringing in your comments. Who should be the next offense coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles? Adam, I don't know how the hell that happened. Went to bed with 422, and I wake up at 420 subscribers. 2 people unsubscribed overnight. Don't know where that came from, but, whatever. Jalen Hurts is elite. And whoever the next offensive coordinator will be is going to be walking into a phenomenally great situation. Nooms last night before show was just giving out job titles to everyone. Matty B, the next OC, the pump man, the quarterback coach, Trinidad, passing game coordinator, Marshawn Lynch, offensive line that shit up coach. That's the best one, Nooms. Bremen, marketing director, Mitchie Poo, employee number 69, and Duck, the VP of software. I love all those ideas there. Fantastic work from you. On that. But yes, Jalen Hurts is elite. Jalen Hurts is something special. And when you watch Jalen Hurts on the Tonight Show and just how calm and collected he is, that man he just gets it. He just gets it, man. Like he's the whole package of what you want a quarterback to be in the NFL. Super athletic and talented. A hell of a leader. A great businessman. A great person to represent your brand. Like, there's literally nothing that Jalen Hurts does wrong. The dude is just perfect on every level. And it's just crazy to see how special that man is. Good morning, Little G. We are Super Bowl champions. Gotta love that. Jalen Hurts, EPA play in the NFC Championship and Super Bowl is the highest of any quarterback since at least the year 2000. Jalen Hurts is special, Anthony. It really is. He really is. Literally, he does everything at every level so perfectly well. And we're blessed to have him in our city representing our team, without a doubt. I think we need to change that to Uncle G. Uncle G, what? Nooms, I got to say, I love all your job titles. I want to know what my job you gave everybody else in the Core 12 a job title. I want to know what my job title is. From for the next team. Jeanette saying Frank Reich, he's close to Sirianni. The organization loves him. He has a similar offensive concepts. Won't leave loyal continuity. I know Frank Reich's going to be a heavily discussed name in the offense coordinator search. I'm not against him, but I also don't think he'd be my top choice. He is 63. He obviously has worked with Sirianni in San Diego and Indianapolis. He's 63, so he might not get another head coaching job. So he'd be here long term, kind of like Vic Fangio. All those things make sense, but he's also older. He's flamed out as a head coach in his last two spots, Indy and Carolina. He'd be in my top 5 without a doubt, and I won't complain if he's the choice. But I think, unfortunately, my top choice signed to the Dolphins, I believe it was, to be a passing game specialist, and that's Bobby Slowick of the Houston Texans. That would have been my first choice. If I was Bobby Slowick, I would have been waiting for the interview process with the Eagles before I took any other job, because everybody's got to want this job that's available at this point. Kellen Moore, you took the garbage job. I mean, it's a shame. I feel bad because Kellen Moore within 2 years will be fired from New Orleans because that team is just dreadful. Right coming. We're going to find out. A very bazootin' hoot morning to you as well, K1. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the Core 12 that tuned into Fairway to Heaven last night. Maybe the Pump Man unsubscribed. Maybe he did. Maybe he and Matty B unsubscribed. I don't know. Hurts is the most clutch quarterback I've ever seen. Always plays his best in big spots. Never fazed by a single thing. Never. I'd like Josh McCown or Byron Leftwich. Josh McCown is going to be a popular name as well because of his connection here. Steven, I get that. I want somebody that's called plays. That's what I want. I want a play caller. I want someone with experience. Josh McCown does not have that experience. It's also why Kevin Petula, the leader, Kevin Petula is most likely going to be the guy, but he's never called plays. That's why Bobby Slowick was number 1, and that's why Frank Reich's on there. Byron Leftwich is interesting. He wasn't on my list of 15. What's happened to Byron Leftwich? A couple of years ago, he was a hotshot rising coaching candidate, offense coordinator, head coaching, and stuff like that. We don't even know where he's spent lately. We're already at like close to 20 concurrent viewers in YouTube. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot if you guys could do that. Let's build this algo. Let's crush it today. Finally was interested in something gold, and Phil rejected it. What? I didn't reject anything. Vic is 63, which means he won't go like more. Yeah, Vic Fangio ain't going anywhere. He's already said this is his last job. Frank Reich, I kind of feel like wants one more chance at head coaching, but it's going to be years. So the one thing with Frank Reich is you would probably get him for a minimum 2-3 years. And there is that connection. And most names on my list have some form of connection to Nick Sirianni. So, I like Frank Reich. It's not the worst option out there. Again, Bobby Slowick would have been the best choice. Unfortunately, he took a job. Kevin Petula is probably the leader. If you like Bobby Slowick, you might as well go with Jared Johnson as well, who's been with the Texans the last couple of years. So that's on my list. If you golf around Clearwater Beach, you can look out into the Gulf of America. Oh my God. Don't start that today. I think Mitch unsubscribed 2 of his channels to keep you. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, gotcha. It's all Mitchie Poo's fault. Nick said yesterday how close he is with Kevin Petula. I worry if you don't pick him, it will cause problems. Yeah, look, and I'm not afraid of Kevin Petula. A lot of people are afraid of Kevin Petula as the next offensive coordinator because promoting from within with Brian Johnson didn't work out. That's not going to scare me away. The only thing that would scare me away is he's never called plays before in the NFL, and that means you might see Nick Sirianni calling some plays, and we don't want that. We want 30. I want 100. I want 1,000 concurrent. I was watching another show last night, and they had like 570 live viewers at one point. The Philly special, man. Josh Davis is fantastic on his show. Man, if I get 10% of his viewership, man, this thing would blow up so fast. But yeah, that would be a very Mitchie Poo thing to do. Panthers fired MC now what? Got fired by the Bucks in 22 and hasn't coached since. Okay. So yeah, and like in 21, 22, Byron Leftwich was rising up through the ranks. And yeah, it's probably going to be Petula. So most of this conversation is probably meaningless. Petula is too much like Sirianni, erratic play designer, offensive sputters with them. Hey, and again, that's why I'd rather look outside the organization. Like 100% would rather look outside because I want somebody to be the counterpunch to Nick Sirianni, not the same as Nick Sirianni. I got a list of names here. I want to fire through some of these comments and see if anybody pulls some of my names. Panthers fired, Frank's ass. Yes, they did. Phil, any interest in Eric Bieniemy, Super Bowl winning? It's funny you say that. Number 6 on my list here. It's a very bold, very unpopular idea. But Eric Bieniemy would be an idea. It would be a name I would consider. I would interview. Now, the one thing with Eric Bieniemy, if I understand correctly, he is definitely a very pass-happy offense coordinator. So that's not what you want with Saquon Barkley, obviously, Anthony. But Kellen Moore was a pass-happy offense coordinator and flipped the script with Saquon Barkley. Maybe Bieniemy would be the same thing. Would not rule that out as an option. Number 6 on. Were you listening to my Eagles check down? Because I put it on Twitter as well. Panama Canal. Oh my God! Stop. Yeah, Matty B's out there telling people that he thinks the Eagles should trade Saquon Barkley. That's his post Super Bowl championship content. Just so you guys know. I want to be enemy, but is there a reason he's the running back coach? It's he instead of his career rising, Bieniemy's career is going backwards, and I don't know what the deal is with the dude. So it's interesting. I would love to have TJ Pagnetti get the job. He's on my list. 35 years old, the running game specialist, assistant offensive line coach. Been here off and on since he started here in Philly with Chip Kelly, left and then came back. Not a crazy idea, as you think. Fired McConnell, yes. Let's spell check Josh McCown's last name. Oh, Josh McCown. LSU, Joe Schoen, Cortez Hankton, Bieniemy signed with Chicago. I'm sure Bieniemy signs a running game specialist, and Slowick signed as a passing game specialist with the Dolphins. I'm sure they can get out of those deals if they want a job as an OC. I'm sure something could be worked out there. The only I got one college name listed, Jeanette, on my list so far. I'm not a huge college person, so I don't know the hotshot names. But I did write down one college coach on my list. And where's his name? I want to make sure I get his name right here. Where is he? Will Stein, the offense coordinator from the Oregon Ducks. High-powered, fast offense. That's one name I wrote down from the college ranks. Is an aloha, so to speak. I don't know what his situation is. I think Ken Weisenhunt is going to turn the Memphis showboats around. Of course, I listen to Eagles check down. It's how I start my day. I appreciate that. Bieniemy's an interesting one, He is. You don't keep us posted, please. So yeah, Jared Johnson's a name, quarterback coach there in Houston. That I looked at. Other names on my list. Not a well-known name. Nate Skeelhouse, I think is how you say it. He's the offensive assistant and passing game specialist with the Rams. Obviously, anybody that's worked under Sean McVay, is a name you should consider in some form. Mike McCoy, former head coach of San Diego, connection with Nick Sirianni. There's a name to look out for. Ken Dorsey, former Bills offense coordinator. Know his time in Buffalo didn't work out, but a name to consider. We already mentioned Josh McCown and TJ Pagnotti. T. Martin, quarterback coach of the Ravens. Somebody that's worked with a quarterback like Lamar Jackson or David Girardi. I know we've had trouble with Girardi's in Philly, but someone like David Girardi, Chiefs quarterback coach, maybe they go that creative direction. I still am zoning in on it would have been Slowick, Petula. My top 5 in this order was Slowick 1, Petula 2, Jared Johnson 3, Frank Reich 4, Skeelhouse 5. That was my top 5, okay, in that order. Now, obviously, Slowick's out, but I'm sure there's something that could be worked out there. I was thinking of the offensive Ducks, too. Yeah, look, I don't watch a lot of college football, Jeanette. You're new to the show. I try not to pass judgment on draft people just yet. And those coaches, I don't know them well. But I do know Oregon has always had an elite offense. So it's something to think about. Teams are not allowed to block promotions. It's why so many OCs get titles like assistant head coach. Yeah, exactly. Now, here's another thing. It was reported by Jeff McLean, so take it with a grain of salt because that's Jeff McLean, that Nick Sirianni is not going to be leading the interviews. It's going to be Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman again. Now, I am sure Nick Sirianni will have some input. How do we feel that our head coach does not get to pick his offensive coordinator? I don't know. I'm not going to start drama there, but it's still something to discuss there. Slowick personality issues may cause a chemistry issue. What are these personality issues you're talking about? Does he have it? Look, everybody's saying he's a bum because of how bad Houston was this year or how much of a drop-off. I don't know about that. They had a lot of injuries, especially at wide receiver in Houston. So I'm not out on Slowick for that issue, but I don't know about personality issues. That you need to explain. Where's my job title? Yeah, Noom's put all these job titles out for some people. I didn't even get a job title. What's up, Eric? Good morning. Hope everyone's being safe this morning. I know it snowed a lot in the Delaware Valley. If you're out and about, drive carefully. Are you worried about Moore taking players, coaches with him? Absolutely. Well, I'm worried about him taking coaches. If you don't promote Kevin Petula, he's probably going to go with Kellen Moore. And if he's such a hot shot candidate rising through the ranks, Petula, you kind of got to give him that opportunity if you don't want to lose him. Player-wise, I'm not concerned about. You know, someone like the biggest player, Kellen Moore taking players with him situation would be our quarterback too. Is he going to take Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee with him to New Orleans? New Orleans has got Capel. They got an old injury-prone quarterback. He's going to need somebody. Those two quarterbacks know his system. One of those guys probably goes to New Orleans. So that's that. But poaching our coaching ranks, absolutely. Now, he did have time in San Diego and time in Dallas as well. So it's not like he's just going to poach our guys. He's going to poach guys from all over the place that he's worked with. But, yeah, I'm sure he's going to steal a coach or two from us, for sure. Browns just fired Ken Dorsey. Yeah, and good for Ken Dorsey. I mean, who would want to coach New Orleans and Cleveland? Who would want to coach in either of those two cities right now? So I think this year we will need to draft to beat a healthier Detroit Lions team. Will Detroit be our opening opponent week 1? Super Bowl champions always get Thursday night kickoff. It's got to be Detroit or Washington, you would think. I hear some rumors that it could be Chicago, which that would be a boring game, boring, easy win for the Eagles. I'm not sure what the Eagles have to do draft-wise. So I'm planning out this coaching thing. Then we'll get into free agency, stay and go, and then we'll get into the draft. I'm not sure where I want the Eagles to go in the draft just yet. I'm still letting that formula or that thought process formulate in my head. Then they're going to be fine. Yes, absolutely. If we didn't have most of our offense signed, I would worry. Our offense is going, theoretically, the changes on the Eagles' offense are going to be minimal. You're going to have Steen taking over for Becton, probably. And you might move on from Dallas Goedert. And you'll lose your quarterback, too, and running back, too, and Kenny Pickett and, Kenny Gainwell. That's it. A majority of our offense is going to stay 100% the same, which is also potentially maybe a reason to make Petula the guy because of that continuity there. I would have liked Kubiak, but it looks like he is taken by the Seahawks. Okay, I mean, Kubiak's not on my list, but yeah, maybe. He's already working on trading up for Abdul Carter. Knowing him, he probably is. Al Z, director of Delco Relations. I was going to say director of Chuck E. Cheese Security, but all right, Delco Relations. I can give him that. I want to be assistant gatekeeper, quality control coordinator of the Core 12, and maybe a little bump. Oh, now you want bumping salary too. Gotcha. Phil would have won Super Bowl with that Eagles offensive roster. I could have called the plays, that's for sure. Everyone is pushing Bears. I don't know why. I've said it since day one that Caleb Williams is overrated. I don't think the Bears are all that. I don't think they're anywhere near as close as people think they are. Sucks the Eagles play at KC this year. Eagles-Chiefs would have been a great, the rematch. I don't think they would have done the Super Bowl rematch on night 1. Kellen Moore will be a short stay coach at Saints. Yeah, I agree, Eric. I could see Kellen Moore not making it through year 2. He's going to struggle year 1. Year 2 is going to start. They're not going to make that many improvements. He's out. by week 14 of year 2, in my opinion. OC, UJass from St. Paul runs excellent RPOs and slant routes. Gotcha. Defense, Trey Amos, Pebbles. I don't even know who any of those guys are yet, Janae. I don't get into the draft prospects till about, well, it depends on when the Eagles season ends. I would say about 2 weeks after, this Super Bowl end and the Super Bowl hangover is over, then I'll start diving really deep into the prospects. Edge, tight end. You have any depth needs or overpaid mids? No, I mean, edge, tight end, defensive tackle. There are needs every year. That's why we win so often, because we prioritize the defensive line and the offensive line. We need depth on the offensive line, too. We should troll the Saints YouTube channels with talk of curl routes. Yeah, exactly. Edge and defensive tackle for sure. Absolutely. You're going to lose Milton Williams. You're going to lose Josh Sweat. Who knows what happens to Bryce Huff? I'm all for the Bryce Huff redemption story, but I doubt it happens. You're going to need defensive line adjustments this year. Saints have too many issues. They do. I mean, the Saints are they got no quarterback. They got no money. They got negative money. I don't even think their draft situation is that great. Maybe take 2 in the first 3 rounds. Yeah, probably. And that's Howie's MO. We don't need a wide receiver, so that's his MO. I know everybody wants a tight end with the first round pick or second round pick. I doubt that happens. They'll add tight ends, but I don't think it'll be early in the draft. Milton Williams gone. Milton Williams will be gone. They will not pay him massively, like he'll get from the rest. So yeah. Phil, VP of Italian Food Services and Subculture. I thought I was the CEO of this whole thing, just so you know. I'm not the CEO of my own thing. How the hell does that not happen? Do you really want the quarterback job, though? Or the quarter coach job, though? Really? Yeah, I don't know. Us celeb mid or just young? What? Not really. Just he's only in it for the money. That's it. We got to keep Clint Hurt. Yeah, Clint Hurt. Maybe he gets one of those associate head coaching titles. Little bump. That's what's special about. That's what's so important about losing Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, is that Clint Hurt has done a fantastic job in the past year developing young guys. So I don't really worry about losing Milton Williams or Josh Sweat, because Moro Ojomo is going to step up, because Nolan Smith's going to continue to grow. We're going to draft another young guy. Jelks Hunt will continue to grow. We've got the next guys learning and growing already. So Clint Hurt is we talk about Stoutland U. I mean, got to give Clint Hurt his flowers as well. Sweat finally get paid by some team. Look, Josh Sweat is a good defensive end, possibly one of the better ones that are free agents right now this year. And he's going to capitalize on a weak free agent market. And whoever does not trade for Myles Garrett, whoever loses the Myles Garrett sweepstakes, will probably overpay Josh Sweat. Kind of like Bryce Huff. Is Josh Sweat really worth $60 million? Probably not, but he's going to get it. Moore is basically a placeholder. It's such a bad situation together. He's getting a big pay bump, basically. Right tackle of the future. Yeah, you kind of got to draft the right tackle of the future. Lane Johnson's got maybe 1 or 2 years left. But I don't know if I got to waste a first-round pick on it. I'm looking defense on the first round. But we've been lucky to get a ton of talent in those positions. Yeah, exactly. So what do you do? I don't know. I don't know yet. How about I can't even read that name. I can't even pronounce that one. I don't know if you're trying to goat me into pronouncing it. Give Clint Hurt whatever he wants. Any title, huge raise. Yeah. Maybe Clint Hurt's the guy that replaces Fangio someday. Maybe. Honestly, I believe there are zero expectations for Kellen Moore in 2 years. That's actually very rare. Saints know how bad it is. Maybe that's true. Maybe. They are in cap hell, for sure. And I don't know what their GM's like, but Howie will trade out of the first round for a few more picks. I probably agree with that, Duck. Probably agree with that. The CEO of this thing, Wu-Tang is forever. Yeah, exactly. South Philly was taught to cook, my old friend on his that job. Yeah. I'm trying to go through all these comments real slow. Is quarterback Caleb Williams mid, or is he just young? He's mid and young. How about that? Top needs corner, defense. We need corner. I don't know if we need corner as a top need. I could use some depth because we're going to lose. Maybe we lose Isaiah Rodgers. Maybe we lose Darius Slay. But we got Ringo. We got Ricks. We've got options there. Tackle and slot receiver is Johanna Dotson a free agent? Because I'm not sure. If Dotson's a free agent, then yeah. But if he's not, I don't think we really need it. We need an OC that knows how to use a special running back. Yeah, 100%. We got to trade Super Bowl champ Kenny Pickett to the Saints. I think Tanner is ready. I'm trading Tanner McKee over Kenny Pickett because Tanner McKee will bring you a greater return than Kenny Pickett. Just saying it. You get a third-round pick for Kenny Pickett back. You might get a second-round pick and something else for Tanner McKee. We'll see what Kellen Moore really thinks of those guys. Yeah, Mitchie Poo. Everyone's blaming you for unsubscribing because we were at 422 subscribers when I went to bed last night. Somehow we dropped down to 420. So what two people unsubscribed last night? I don't know. But we need that subscriber count, that like count, and that viewership count to rise through the roofs, guys. So let's do it. Share this out. It looks like Leftwich has been out of football for 2 years. Does anyone have any reason why? Yeah, I'm not sure why. Because he was one of those names a few years ago that was quickly rising through the coaching ranks. And they kind of just fell off really fast. So I'm not sure. Intriguing prospect name to pronounce. Nick, I got to zoom in on it. Emin Worry. I don't even know who he is, but okay. Waste a first-round pick. Who's wasting it? I'm a Worry. Rocks, awesome prospect. We'll get Deebs on here in the coming weeks. Maybe multiple times to go over some of these college prospects. Some of these names that everyone's talking about. Maybe me and Deebs will do like a draft, a mock draft show here in the coming weeks. Maybe I'll hit him up for that. Commanders or Dolphins definitely going to overpay for Sweat. Someone's going to, for sure. Let's draft Kool-Aid Mike Construction. What? Howie's GM GOAT. Howie is special. Princely whatever from Ole Miss is on my all-name draft chart. I don't even want to try pronounce these names. Whiteside and the guy he took over, Jefferson, and still the best roster. Yeah. 420. Yeah. Man. McKee will get more draft capital than Pickett unless someone loves Pickett. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I firmly believe you could get a second-round draft pick from somebody, New Orleans, for Tanner McKee. Can you think about that? You get a second-round pick for McKee. Okay. We have a second-round pick. And then you could get that 30, like you could take your first-round pick, trade back into the second round and pick up something else. You could conceivably see the Eagles take 3 players in the second round next year or this draft. Maybe. Anyone catch Joe Embiid doing his best Tobias Harrison? No. Did anybody actually watch the Sixers last night? Thieves, come on now. I didn't. I haven't watched Sixers in a long time. It's a tough watch. Need more content. Dude, I'm a one-man band, baby. Can only do so much. Although you can check out Philly Press Box Radio tonight, right here, 7 o'clock. Brian Cameron, PSN, lead Eagles writer will be on, and MLB writing Hall of Famer Jason Stark will be on this show, on this channel tonight. So make sure you check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. Director of Backup Running Back Fantasy. Yeah. Yeah. We might need to re-sign Becton. Tyler Steen hasn't shown enough, in my opinion. Look, I said it like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, that I think Mekhi Becton is a much higher priority than people realize. You might already have your Lane Johnson replacement, Tyler Steen, maybe. Becton and Bond are my top 2 priorities, not Bond and Milton Williams. But Becton is going to get paid. Can you pay Becton? He's not going to get Landon Dickerson money after just 1 year, but Violata, Dickerson, and Lane Johnson are all on huge paychecks. They all get paid big. Cam Jurgens will get paid big. Can you pay Becton big too? I don't know. Can you give Becton a 4-year, $70 million contract? $60 million contract? Probably not. Will somebody out there give Becton a deal like that? Yes. The problem is the free agents the Eagles have this year are all going to outprice themselves from the Philadelphia. The Eagles are going to have to choose one of their free agents. Hopefully it's Zach Bond to retain. The rest of them are going to go. So Tyler Steen has to learn to get himself ready and be ready. I'm excited to see Steen get the job next year. I think he'll be great. Look, we forget it was Steen's job to lose. He got hurt in camp. Becton and Preston stole the job from him. Steen can do it. Steen can play left side or the right side. He's filled in nicely this year. I don't know if he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. I think a full season will be fine. More Chets. Oh, so you want me to add more people to my network? Oh, I'm going to miss Kenny Gainwell. Yeah, I know you are. What are you going to do? You're going to have to find a new content creator on his next team to annoy, right? What about Jalen Reagor? Yeah, we don't need to mention his misses. Becton is gone. It's a shame. Steen is solid and will get better with more snaps. We have not heard his name called much when he's been in. That's good when you don't hear their names. Look, Becton was great and a great story, but he also had his flaws too. I mean, Becton wasn't perfect all year long. We're up to over 21 concurrent viewers now. Like and subscribe, guys, please. I'm asking everybody watching, get your comments in. Next offensive coordinator. There's 21 people watching on YouTube. I got like 5 people comment. So if you've got a prediction for the Eagles offensive coordinator, drop it. Free agency, celebrating. We got lots going on. The Eagles were rewarded with Disney World, Jimmy Fallon, and a new Sixers low point. I do got to say this about the Sixers, not to get off target. But what the hell is wrong with Nick Nurse? I didn't watch the Sixers game last night. But what I did do was see a clip from him post-game on Twitter this morning of him saying that he thinks maybe Tyrese Maxey has an injury, but he doesn't know, and he'll look into it. Why on Tyrese Maxey had a bad night? What coach speculates through the media about a player injury like that? Like, does Nick Nurse have any clue what's going on? Like, I saw that clip this morning. I'm like, Nick Nurse is a freaking idiot. How did I think he was good? That's the problem with one-year prove-it contracts. Sometimes they really prove it. Sweat, 1-year prove-it deal. Becton, 1-year prove-it deal. Zach Bond, 1-year prove-it deal. Oren Burks, 1-year prove-it deal. Sucks. You can't keep them all. Did you see Becton crying at the end of the Super Bowl? I don't know, man. Maybe he re-signs here. Maybe. Does anybody want to go to New Orleans or places like that? Or would they rather take a pay, decrease and just stay here? Certain guys, they need that paycheck because they never gotten it. Other guys, maybe they do. I could see Zach Bond being the guy. Maybe he gets like a 3-year, $50 million offer somewhere else and maybe stays here for $10 million less. I don't know. Stay where he's best utilized. Sixers used to be my favorite team. And Philly, Daryl Morey killed that for me. I won't watch till they're, look, I'm not watching them. I'm not. We'll talk about him throughout this offseason, but yeah. Just bring on Eagles roster, make it 50% better. Howie should find some more. Look, Howie Roseman, for all his draft praise and cap praise, let's be honest. Throughout the last 8 years, even, he's found a lot of 1-year gems. So these guys we're losing, Becton, maybe Bond, Milton Williams, he's going to find a 1-year gem to replace them with. So I have full faith in Howie fixing it. The real question is whether or not Howie is willing to pay more than $10 million for Zach Bond. It's a question. You drafted Trot Jr. Be honest with you. N'Kobe Dean is still going to be here. I don't know. I think Howie's cap on Zach Bond is 3 years, $28 million. I think that's his cap. I think he's got an offer about that already on the table. And it's up to Zach Bond to think, do I want $28 million or do I want $40 million on a losing team? $28 million in a second Super Bowl opportunity or $40 million in a losing opportunity? Did you read the crap that Bryce Huff put out there that his failure this year was due to bad coaching? I did not see that. So now I don't want the Bryce Huff redemption story anymore. Okay? If this is true, Duck, I haven't seen it. I'll write it down to catch up on it. Bryce Huff comments. If he really said that, then he will be traded this offseason. How? I don't know, but he will. That's terrible. That's a damn shame that he said that. But, oh well. Howie can't hit him on them all. Nurse is as sick of the Sixers as the rest of us. Back to the Eagles. Absolutely. He wants to be fired. Should he look into it? What? Should I look into what? I can't trade Tanner. I think he earned backup quarterback. You could trade anybody for the right price. Everybody's got a price, including him. Maxie said that he was okay. Maybe mad that he was snubbed again for the All-Star game. But I don't. Yeah, like why would Nick Nurse say? Well, maybe he had an injury or something. I think Bond and Becton would be the most possible re-signing options. Yeah, Milton Williams is going to get a massive contract somewhere else. Josh Sweat, massive contract. Becton is going to get a contract. We'll see. Bond, I think Bond would be best suited staying even on less money for the simple fact that he was a role guy before coming to Philly. Vic Fangio turned him into what he is. Vic Fangio knows how to best utilize Zach Bond. Other teams might not. Zach Bond might disappear off the face of the earth next year if he goes elsewhere. He comes to Philly, or he stays in Philly, you giving him an incentive-laden contract, all pro things and, whatnot. Maybe you can find a way to make it work. Lots of bonuses. Frank Reich was asked how Terrence Marshall played. He said he was not sure if he was in. I thought Terrence Marshall was going to be a hell of a football player, too, when he got drafted. But this post-Super Bowl bag is the only bag they will get. I will not hate on anybody from this team for taking the money and leaving. This is Zach Bond's 27, 28 years old, his last chance to get a big payday. This is Mekhi Becton's chance at getting a payday. This is Josh Sweat's potentially last chance to get a big bag and payday. You got to get the money when you can get it. There ain't no guarantees for tomorrow in football. So you take the money and run. Sometimes. I have a signed and B jersey if anyone runs out. Yeah. There will be mid-teams that don't realize they guys played great because surrounded by great players. Josh Harris claims that he is confident. Yeah, dude, I saw Josh Harris's comments and I just laughed. Excuse me for a second, guys. Sorry, got to try to clear that out there. The MVP had to show his face today a few times. The Sixers aren't making a playoff run. Just, Josh Harris is an idiot, plain and simple. Maybe they signed Burks for a better deal. Look, Orrin Burks earned himself. He played on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. You think about it, he made more money this year than Zach Bond did. But Orrin Burks is going to get a contract, a 2 or 3 year contract somewhere. Maybe he stays here. I wouldn't be against that. You have a linebacker trio of Burks, Dean, and Trotter Jr. If you lose Zach Bond, then you add another depth piece. Maybe. I think we lost Bond the second he picked off Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He gone. It's probably the case. 3 years for 28. I don't think he gets more than 3 years, 35 anywhere. So is $7 million worth leaving the organization that gave you this chance and this organization that best knows how to utilize you? That's the question he has to ask himself. I won't hate him for that if he does choose that reason to leave. But on the flip side, I'd like him to stay, obviously. Safety depth and special teams for the Birds. Yeah, I mean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship. Tristan McCullum really didn't show anything to me. I know some people like him. He doesn't really do anything for me. Sidney Brown didn't really take that next, step, in my opinion. Georgia's Jalen Walker would be an interesting Zach Bond replacement in the first round. Eagles ain't drafting a linebacker in the first round, no matter where they're picking. I'll always respect Jason Kelce, but he's not an Eagle anymore. He's on the Chiefs side. I already said I was over Kelce. He's been overexposed, so that's fine. We need that righteous, delusional Eagles fan, he'd probably unsubscribe. He's probably one of the 2 unsubscribers. Are we still at 420? Yes, the delusional, righteous Eagles fan is the one that says trade Saquon Barkley now. Idiot. By the way, I was right. Elliott was injured most of the season. He only got right in the playoffs. Jake Elliott, the man of the people. Draft Donovan, whoever. You are really pulling every bad name that I can't pronounce out, right? I don't know. If Huff said that, Lori should make Huff's Super Bowl ring is gold-plated and cubic zirconium. Yeah. If Bryce Huff really said what Duck said, and I'm going to look it up after the show, then you got to you got to find a way to get rid of him. Yeah, I don't know how. I'm sure that contract will make it very tough to trade, but you got to find a way to move on. Don't make it personal. It's business. It's always just business. Kelsey and his wife left to support Travis. Travis would have been on the field to celebrate with his former team. So I'm out. Look, it's kind of funny. We didn't really get into it. The Swifties found a way to make the High Hopes podcast delete Eagles celebratory posts, but leave up the Chiefs congratulation posts. I'm over the Kelseys. I hope Travis retires. We don't have to hear about Travis and Jason and Swifty anymore when it's involving football. Williams and Sweat will have a solid career other places. Bond needs a specific team to continue to be good. I agree, and we are that specific team. But we're talking about money. Burks will get a bag. He's been on 2 Super Bowl teams and 1 winning of that year. That's true. I mean, I don't know. He's not going to get 3 years, $35 million like Zach Bond. But what did T.J. Edwards leave us for a few years ago? 2 years, 12? Are you going to give Orrin Burks a 2-year, $12 million deal? A team will. No, I doubt Howie Roseman would. But if that's the deal, it's probably a no. Yes, $7 million is worth leaving anywhere. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price. The difference between $28 million and $35 to me is negligible if I'm happy. Now, if you're talking about $1 million or $7 million, that's a little different story. But 28 and 35 is not different. I ordered that code red. What? I don't know what you're saying there either. I think Paige is a day 3 guy, special teamer. Okay. Phil would leave his own pizza shop for some. Damn straight I would. Absolutely. I'd leave my pizza shop for $700,000, for $7,000. Phil in chat, you think we lose out on Bond, Sweat, Williams, and Becton? There's a legit case argument that we lose all 4. I hope not, but there's a legit case that all 4 are gone. Do they change the linebacker philosophy with the emergence of Bond and his role he played? I think that's a fair question. You know, we changed the opinion of the league on running backs. Maybe the Eagles have changed their opinion on the importance of a linebacker. Maybe they changed their opinion on taking into account what Vic Fangio wants. I can see them maybe valuing. You got to remember, we have a very young team on defense, too. A bunch of these guys aren't big paid contracts yet. You got a bunch of rookies, a bunch of young guys. Everyone's still, most of your defense is on their rookie deals still. There's a scenario where you can overpay someone like Zach Bond to stay. Maybe. The problem is Blankenship is basically Chauncey Gardner-Johnson without the physical. They both depend to play out of position and get burned more than they should. Yeah, look, I've said it throughout the season that Blankenship's a good safety, not as special as some people think. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson brings that passion and fire. He makes some mistakes, but he also has that, like, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson ain't going anywhere. Maybe there's an argument to be made that you have to upgrade Blankenship, but I'm okay with Blankenship at this point. Stop trying to get me to pronounce awful names. I can't do it. It's for real, my dude. Okay. I mean, maybe one of them we could keep. I think we keep one of them, but I think also there is a scenario where we lose all 4 of them. I put my link in my comments on the Huff statement. You can look there. I put a link in my comments. All right, I'll have to go look for it. Travis Swift will soon have a breakup song made about him. Yeah, she ain't dating no losers. Shout out to the fans, Bill and Tay-Tay, yeah. Better lose them a year too soon than a year too late. Has always been Howie's mantra. Absolutely. And I have faith. Look, Howie Roseman has plucked one-year prove-it deal guys every year that have been successful. So I have no problem with the confidence of replacing them. Sirianni set to make $20 million per year, and he deserves it. Sirianni needs a pay raise. Sirianni needs a contract extension, and I feel it will happen very soon. Travis Kelce is cooked. He has to ask Taylor if he's allowed to play another season. Yeah, he is cooked, in my opinion. Eagles most likely go best player available in the first round with these guys. It's a lot of names, and I've only heard like one or two of them before. I am good with Swift. She was there to support her man, but didn't wear the KC gear. She's an Eagles fan. Look, yeah, whatever. I could see Bond going to the Titans and playing behind Sweat. It's so much easier to play linebacker when you can trust the defensive tackles in front of you. Gotcha. Bond will be back because Fangio wants him back. If I'm Vic Fangio, I'm pushing down for that. Yeah. All right. So we gained one of the lost 2 subscribers back. All right. We started at 422. We went down to 420. Now we're back to 421. How about that? We're making took 2 steps back to take 1 forward, I guess. Please like, please subscribe. It's free to do. There have been over 20 people watching on YouTube pretty much for the last 30 minutes. There should be at least 20 likes and hopefully more than 421 subscribers by the end of the show. Taylor may be a good woman, but she is an overrated artist. It's not my cup of tea. Hurts can't probably replace one. Our Hunt can't probably replace one. Trotter Jr. is a guy the Vic likes too, but it's going to be tough. We do have the other Jordan Mailata clone who might replace Becton. Maybe. We'll see. Clint Hunt is great. I'm sorry for your loss, man. Howie is a cap wizard. He'll keep a ton of talent signed. Yeah, I hope so. She has an audience her music speaks to and is catchy. She knows what she is, and we do too. Yeah, look, I don't disrespect her, the business person. She makes a ton of money. She spreads that money around, and she helps a lot of people out. Now, I don't like her music, but that's just me. Did you see Laurie dancing with? Yeah, he had the chicken wing when Jeffrey Lurie was doing the breakdown dancing, and this is what he was doing. He had the trophy in one hand and his elbow bouncing like this. That's the Jeffrey Lurie dance. That's the old white man billionaire dance move. You know, it's either you put your finger up and go like this, or you bounce your elbow. Jeffrey Lurie's an elbow bouncer. It was pretty comical, honestly. Good morning, Jonathan. How are you? Good to have you here this morning. Hope you are well. Feeling good. Experienced to see the Eagles champions again. Best city, best sports team. Yes. We are Super Bowl champions, and it's great to see it. Did you guys see Jeff Stoutland, his video, walking the streets wherever he lives in the snow last night, telling how much he loves us fans and how this championship is for us fans? Man, I was just asking yesterday, do the players and the coaches understand what it means to us? And when Jeff Stoutland spoke yesterday, yeah, he understands what it means to us. He really does. A Swiftie confirmed. Yeah, he's a Swiftie. Yep. It's the yacht rock shuffle. Is that what it's called? I like that. Sirianni, $20 million per season, a bargain. Best coach in Eagles history. Is Taylor worse than Satan? Stop. If I'm Alex Hunt, I spent all season studying Bond's game on film and working out with him, even if he lives. Try to get his spot. Alex Hunt's not an inside guy. Alex Hunt's an outside guy. If I'm Trotter, I'm studying Bond, but that's that. First year in how long? We didn't long for. I know today. No, today's not. Today or tomorrow. Pitchers and catchers first practice. I don't really care. Normally, this week's show would be about pitchers and catchers reporting. Not this week. We'll get this training camp. There's Phillies spring training next week, maybe. I'm too hyped on this still. I need some of this Super Bowl emotion to wear off. Steen will be the starting right guard, and he will be really good right guard. Alabama product like Dixon. Yeah, I got confidence in Stoutland. That's Steen ready. We definitely need to get Myles Garrett. That's a big no, in my opinion. I'm not trading 2 first-round picks and Alex Hunt for Myles Garrett. I have confidence in Clint Hurt and Howie Roseman to find and develop the next guys on the line. I'm not spending huge capital to get Myles Garrett. Will I be upset if we get Myles Garrett? No. But I'm not spending that much money or assets to bring him here. If his price goes down, sure. If it takes 1 first-round pick and like a 3rd-round pick, sure. But if it's what I think, 2 firsts and a player like Alex Hunt, not doing it. Will not confirm nor yeah. Is Tay a billionaire? Probably, or pretty close. Hunt is the next Trent Cole. He's a beast waiting to emerge. I like that comparison. I like that Trent Cole comparison for sure. Not a bad comparison at all. She's heading to $2 billion. Oh, shit. Howie dances like the baby mean, the one hand up, the head down. Yeah, he's Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie dancing is quite like. Look, I'm no dancer. I don't know how to dance either, but their dancing is pretty comical, in my opinion. Guys, come on. The numbers keep going up. The viewer count keeps going up. Let's make sure we're hitting that like button and that subscribe button, guys. I appreciate it. Is it this week? I thought pitchers and catchers were next week. No, I think it's either today or tomorrow is the first pitchers and catchers practice. Rest of the roster reports next week, even though most of them are there already. Pass on Myles Garrett, too high a price tag at his age. Our press rush is already elite. Look, it's not even the dollars in the contract that bothers me on Myles Garrett. It's the asset you have to trade 2 first-round picks when you got a team that's going to get expensive with all these high-priced players, excelling. You need draft picks to balance out the roster with. So I'm not trading 2 first-rounders, which is, I think, the minimum offer. There's going to be a dozen teams: Washington, Dallas, Chicago, Minnesota, Green Bay, the Chiefs, the Bills. Literally, everybody's going to want Myles Garrett. His price is the trade cost is going to be through the roof. He dances better than Trump and Elon. Oh, that's true. How about a pronounceable tight end like Mason Taylor from Miami? Now, I've heard that name, maybe because I can spell it or pronounce it. From a pure coaching adjustment perspective, I still think Doug Peterson's adjustments with Foles were more impressive to me. What? We didn't have to make adjustments because Jalen Hurts was the man. A dying person being the fib dances better than the duo of dunces. You know what? We're at 27, just so you know. We're at 27 concurrent viewers right now. That's our high today. Look, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman can dance as bad as they want to, as long as they keep bringing us Super Bowl championships. That's all that matters. I don't really care how they dance. Just bring me titles, okay? They could dance like this and whatever else they want. I could care less. Just bring me titles. We're close. We had 27 today as our highest. Reich going to be the next OC for the Eagles. Look, again, back to that topic, OC for the Eagles. I don't hate the idea of Frank Reich being our offensive coordinator. I don't love it. My top choice just signed somewhere, Bobby Slowick, but you could probably still work that out. Frank Reich is in the running, in my opinion. Definitely deserves to be in the running. I would love it over some of the other names. And he's got play calling experience, which is what my number one thing I want is play calling experience. Phillies cap off 2025 with a World Series champ to make 20. You know what's interesting? I was looking. The Phillies are the 4th favorite to win the World Series on betting sites. They're 12-1. The Braves, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. I forget who. Braves, Dodgers, and Yankees, I think, are the 3 ahead of them. I'm kind of shocked that they're so high on the betting odds to win the title. So that's kind of interesting to me. Nobody want your 32 first-round pick. I don't know. Wasn't Lamar Jackson a pick 32? Didn't somebody trade, or 30 or 32, trade back, and then the Ravens took Lamar Jackson? So you can get value there. The question is if Reich has run out of head coaching chances and is okay with moving back down. Yeah, that's a question. I think he needs to be an OC successfully for multiple years before he gets another chance. He is 63, so he's running out of time. They can give Phil a lap dance, give me more Super Bowls. I don't want a lap dance for them, okay? I don't. Not at all. I don't think Reich wants to coach Hurts. It's not his style of guy, for sure. You also got it. That's why I wanted Bobby Slowick, because he knows about athletic quarterbacks. Jared Johnson knows about athletic quarterbacks. Nate Skillhouse knows creative passing games and offenses. Kevin Petula knows Jalen Hurts. But Frank Reich's a name that everybody's going to talk about. That was not the duo I was speaking to, but I too agree. Dancing like chickens bring titles to the state. I don't care how they dance. Just bring the titles. Reich was the architect of the 2017 high-flying championship offense. He was. Absolutely, Rick. Different style quarterback, though, in Carson Wentz and Nick Foles than Jalen Hurts is. I think Saquon turned at least 2 front office staff members to alcoholics at the locker room party. Maybe. Yes, sir. Jeff and Howie can dance any way they want. Lori getting another trophy. Dallas has 5. Washington 4. Giants. Eagles getting their 3rd soon. Yeah, look, we're the only ones that have won this decade, so who cares about the others? This year would be the year the Phillies win because no one expects it. It's probably the case there, Big Al. This is the year that nobody expects it, and then it ends up happening. Yeah. There are 31 better first rounds, son. Maybe. Eagles traded pick 32 to Baltimore for Jackson. It was. I thought it was the Eagles. I just wasn't sure if it was 32. I thought it was 30, but yeah. So there's a player available at 32 potentially. Someone will trade us for 32 and a late 2nd and 5th for a 2nd next year. Yeah, I mean, what was the trade? Rick, real quick, what was the trade for pick 30? Like, what did we get in return from Baltimore for that pick 32? Pick-wise. I got to remember what the value is. Doesn't like Hurts, so I don't think he's a good OC choice. Yeah, you got to really understand that that's important. Your OC, you can bring in Fangio, who has a different system, and adjust the defense. You can't bring in an offensive coordinator that doesn't have the same mental, be on the same plane as Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is your franchise quarterback. He is your leader. You look at the Tonight Show last night and how much fun the offensive line Saquon Barkley has. And Jalen Hurts is just stoic up there on stage with Jimmy Fallon. You need to have an offensive coordinator. Like, part of the interview process for offensive coordinator is talking to Jalen Hurts and like, yo, let's just see how the two of you interact. Because it's very important that the two of them are on the same page. Frank will be like Vic and Stout as guys who won't be plucked. I wish Nick would start taking classes, learning how to become a play caller. Now, I'm content with Nick not calling plays. Union win an MLS Cup, Phillies World Series. I don't know about that with the Union. I thought they were bad. I expect the Phillies to win the World Series. Well, good for you. Bazoot Hoot wins the Genesis just for you have a good Bazoot Hoot kind of a day, K1, okay? We got Dallas G with the pick. No, well, like, so what was the we got more than just Dallas Goedert. So we traded back. We got the pick that we used Dallas Goedert with. We had to get more than just that. Obviously. Yes, the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon still exists. I don't watch it. I saw the clips this morning of the Eagles on it. It was Hurts on it and Saquon, and then the offensive line came out to do a shotgun of beer with and Jalen Hurts obviously didn't shotgun it. He cracked it open and poured it on Landon Dickerson. I think we moved a few picks back, and Akers trolled Dallas. Gotcha. Google. 3 picks the Eagles, a 2nd rounder, 52, a 4th rounder, 125, and in 18 and a 19. So we got 2 2nd-round picks and a 4th rounder. I would do that deal again this year. Pick up 2 2nd-rounders. Absolutely love the idea of trading pick 32 for that. Ravens traded up 2 2nd-round picks and a 4th. Yep. Okay, so we got it twice now. I'll take it. One team I want to play against more than anyone right now is the Bucs. People are saying a healthy Lions team beats us. I don't think anyone beats us this year in the playoffs. We were that special. We got a lot here. All right. Your head, this Kev, you heard this one? What? With 3 5th-round picks, the capital is there for the Eagles to once again make a move up, number 6 or 7. Oh man, Union are so bad. Let me dream, Phil. I thought the Union were bad. I thought they were. Kelsey's gross. Yeah. Jason is chuggy. What? Chuggy? Anyway, guys, I caught up on comments. Holy crap. 232 comments already in the first 59 minutes, guys. You're watching Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Please, at this hour mark, as the cold reset here, the reset, please please subscribe. There are 27 people in the YouTube room right now. There should be 27 likes on this video right now. There should be more than 421 subscribers. So please, subscribe, share. We're talking Eagles' next offensive coordinator, and we're talking All things Eagles offseason. TMZ posting like a broken bot. I sometimes think that TMZ is a bot. The Lions take a step back next season. Maybe not. The Lions are still a well-coached team. They'll get healthy. He was robbed of a classic NFC championship game this year. Dak Prescott said the Cowboys are so close that they could take on the Birds. I know, I saw that. I think Dak Prescott may or may not have been under the influence when he said that. He's under the influence of something, just to be honest there. Yeah. Dak is, yeah. Look, I actually like Dak. I think Dak gets a bad rap. All right? Dak's a good quarterback. He's very mid, but he's good. He's in a shitty situation, as everybody that's in Dallas is in a shitty situation, because they got an owner/GM and Jerry Jones that is just dreadful, just awful. And that team will never win with him running that show. But that's fine. We don't want him to win anyway. But I bet someone like Dak in New Orleans or Dak in Vegas or Dak in Cleveland, Dak anywhere would find more success and less hate if he wasn't in Dallas. Don't remind me, we literally went from one kick for the chip to basically three. Yeah, look, the union collapse has been something for sure. I believe in Jalen Hurts. I believe in Jalen Hurts as well. 100%. Dak needs to be back in. Yeah, saying that he's close to beating the Eagles. Yeah, I think he might have had one too many big hits. Even when Phil is caught up on comments, he still won't establish eye contact. I don't need to establish eye contact. I don't need it. Don't need it. They got Hurts and Saquon everywhere. Jalen was literally just at Disney. Dude, has Jalen Hurts slept since the Super Bowl? Like, seriously. Literally everywhere. Jalen Hurts has not slept one bit. And that's fine. Jalen Hurts is probably even still, despite Jalen Hurts going to Disney World, going to the Tonight Show, going everywhere, I bet you Jalen Hurts is still getting his squats in every single day. He's still getting his leg workouts in. All right? Got to. What happens first? Phillies championship, Sixers get out of the second round, or Phil gets 500 subs so he can, look, I hope it's a 500 super chat. That's what I need. You know, like I said, I was watching another channel last night, and we're over 30. Just so TMZ knows, we did hit 31 concurrent viewers at one point today. So how about them apples? I love to see that. Guy had like 600 people watching at once on his show, and I was like, damn, that would be ultimate. Someone dropped a $50 super chat on that guy last night. I was like, damn, that'd be nice. Hurts is running on espresso and cigars. Yeah. I wish I could smoke cigars still. I used to be a cigar smoker, and I love them, but my breathing is so weak anymore in life. I wish I could smoke a good stogie after that Super Bowl. I can't do it, man. I don't think Dak is that good. He doesn't win. I've had great teams on paper with him. I think he's a fraud. I don't know. I get what you're saying, and maybe I'm wrong and you're right. I think in a different city, Dak might have a little bit more success. Did you see the emotional moments between Hurts and Devontae Smith? I saw that last night, the video of Devontae crying to Jalen. And again, that video that you're speaking of, Eric, is exactly why Jalen Hurts is so special. Jalen Hurts is happy. We're up to 32 concurrent viewers now. Jalen Hurts wants to celebrate winning that Super Bowl. But you know what Jalen Hurts is doing? He's propping up Devontae Smith instead. He's hugging, telling Devontae Smith, you earned it. You deserve it, Devontae. Devontae Smith is in tears. And Jalen Hurts is doing this in front of your home family, in your home city. Jalen Hurts is the ultimate leader of men. Jalen Hurts gets what his role on this team is. Jalen Hurts understands it all. And that video, when I saw that video, Jalen Hurts propping up Devontae Smith yesterday, and Devontae Smith just breaking down into tears for Jalen Hurts. Again, that is what a leader does. That is why Jalen Hurts is special. That is why Jalen Hurts is my quarterback. That's why I will go to battle with Jalen Hurts any day, forever. Jalen Hurts isn't satisfied with one Super Bowl. He's going to want another, and another, and another, and another. Not one, not two, not three, not four. You say you want more subscribers and algo boost, but won't put in the eye work. Oh. So if I just go like this more often, but then have to ignore your comments, I'll get more subscribers? I thought you guys want me to read your comments, K1. Phillies win a World Series this year. Well, hopefully I get to that subscriber mark before then. That's W, Phil. Hey, look at that. 32 concurrent viewers. Not too shabby today. Not too shabby. Dak made the choice to stay with Dallas. He deserves all the bad rap he's got. That's true. That's true. Hurts is already planning for the next one. You can see it in his eyes that he's figuring out his routines for the offseason. Look, I said it before. When Jalen Hurts, after 2020, the loss in the Super Bowl, spent the offseason talking to Tom Brady and Michael Jordan about winning and losing championships and how to handle himself, I knew Jalen Hurts was special then. Because I already knew he was, but because he just wanted to get better. And he wanted to learn how to properly handle the fame and fortune. He wanted to talk to Jordan about handling fame and fortune. He wanted to talk to the GOAT about that. That's special. That is special. Jalen Hurts is a special man. And he's already playing. Because Jalen Hurts is already hearing the criticism. And anybody who was, it said, anybody could have been put into this Eagles situation and won the Super Bowl. Any quarterback in the NFL would have won the Super Bowl with this team. He already is hearing the doubters again already. You know, a teleprompter right there next to the camera, then yeah, I could. If I could put the screen up there and then I could see the comments and make eye contact, it would help. But I ain't spending any more money right now. I need to take his vision gain. I do need to take my vision gain. It's on the agenda. But I can't do it right now. Viewers value eye contact. He knows this, but still resists. I can't stand you, Mr. Bazoon Hoot. Okay? You can take it. You can take your eye contact and Bazoon Hoot it. Okay? So I heard a quote from an NFL coach that said that it's easier to get out of bed and put in the work when you're not in a soft bed and silk sheets. It's interesting. It's a very deep comment. Okay? Does Jalen Hurts sleep on like a steel bed? My vision needs help. Hurts has what it takes to lead this team to a three-peat, but no one game at a time. Three-peat. I don't even want to talk about a three-peat, Eric. Not yet. See, I'm gonna read the comment and I'm gonna look at the camera for K1 here. I'm not talking about a three-peat yet. I'm talking about a back-to-back first. Then after we get the back-to-back, then we can talk about three-peat. But we're not talking about three-peat until we get the back-to-back. See, I'm Bazoon hooting your eye contact, all right? All right? You can take that eye contact and Bazoon hoot it. Phil eyes need a glow up. Well, the bag's under my... Also, if I look at the camera, you guys can see the bags a little bit more. If I look down like this, it kind of hides the massive bags under my eyes. Chiefs should have let Carson Wentz get some run. I actually was thinking about that. It would have been nice to give Carson Wentz that one chance. One chance. Just get one play. One snap in the Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts is still never won a game when he's been in the Super Bowl. Well, no, he was here in 17, so he did get that one. Jalen Hurts, the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. Is there a question there? Like, that's not a question. That's a fact. Jalen Hurts, best quarterback in Eagles history. Nick Sirianni, best coach in Eagles history. Straight facts. So it means it's hard to continue to work at your craft when you're dealing with commercial shoots, interviews, and other life distractions. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And Jalen Hurts has put the work in to learn how to balance the two things. And that's why Jalen Hurts is so special. I'm making that contact for you. I'm reading the comment. I'm going up. It's going to make me fall behind quicker, but because going from here to there, going here to there takes time. I posted that on Blue Sky. I can't believe that Andy didn't do that. Yeah. Again, I don't really do the Blue Sky stuff. That is why Barkley is so thankful for his fiance, because she controls his personal home life, so he doesn't need to be distracted by that. Yeah. And Jalen's got the same thing. Jalen's got a very smart. I was reading something on his fiance and how smart she is. You know, her degrees, her MBAs, and you know how smart of a businesswoman she is. She's taking care of him. She's keeping him on the right path. Behind every great, successful man is a very strong, powerful woman. I know that for a fact. Sirianni, greatest head coach in Eagles history. There ain't no doubt about that statement, Rick. None whatsoever. That's a fact check. That's a fact check. How great is it that Kenny Pickett has more Super Bowl passing attempts than Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz combined? How about that? Kenny Pickett's got a Super Bowl ring before Dak Prescott. How about that? Jonathan says, Randall Cunningham, best quarterback in Eagles history. Bitter pill I swallow is that Randall didn't get to a Super Bowl with the team he had in Philly. Unfortunately, Jonathan, I got to strongly disagree. Randall did not have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I get that. But Randall Cunningham did not get to a Super Bowl. Randall Cunningham, did he even win a game as an Eagles quarterback in the playoffs? Don't think so. Randall Cunningham has 6. But Jalen Hurts is now in 4 years taking us to 2 Super Bowls and won us a title. Jalen Hurts is the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. He's the only Eagles Super Bowl MVP. Well, no, Nick Foles won it too. So I can't say that. But anyway, Jalen Hurts is the greatest. Sorry, Randall. Just like the 2024 Eagles defense is greater than the 91 Eagles defense. And I'll take that one to the bank. Morrow, MVP. His fiance is high-level project manager for IBM. She is degreed out the wazoo and is still going back to get more. Look, more power to her. I knew she was a smart and a big business person. I didn't realize how much or how many degrees she had till I read something on her this morning. It's insane. And his whole entire, it's funny, Jalen Hurts has surrounded himself, his agents, his business manager, his everything. His entire business team is all powerful women. And that's what he's surrounded himself with. And, more power to him. Randall's not the GOAT. Randall Cunningham didn't have a head coach who cared about the offense, basically told him to go out there and make something happen. I get it. This is going back to the Kelly Green era and why everybody's so fascinated with one of the most disappointing times in Eagles history. No, we're in the golden era of Philadelphia Eagles football right now. 2 titles in 8 years, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 8 years. You got the greatest quarterback in Eagles history right now. Forget about the disappointing era and focus on the golden era. Randall had Mike Quick, Chris Carter, Fred Barnett, Keith Jackson. You forgot Calvin Williams as well. Don't forget Calvin Williams. A lot more talent than Donnie Mack ever had. Yeah, that's true. Randall, best talent Eagles had at quarterback. No man at the helm, gifted as he was. Look, I remember I was a huge Randall fan. When he was on the front cover of ESPN Kids or Sports Illustrated Kids with the rocket arm. Love the kid. Love the guy. Wanted to be nothing but like him. But the guy didn't win in the playoffs. And I know they were a defensive-minded team, but he still just did not win. He had more success after leaving the Eagles than he did with the Eagles. Are you? Are you loving the eye contact? I'm trying. We went from 33 concurrent viewers down to 25 after I started giving eye contact, just so you know. The 1 year he had at wide receiver 1 and McNabb got to the Super Bowl. Everyone complained, Jalen Hurts has all this talent around him. Yeah. Nobody's winning a Super Bowl without talent around them. Even Patrick Mahomes has one of the greatest tight ends of all time helping him win Super Bowls. You got to have talent around your quarterback to win. Mike Quick, Fred Barnett, my goodness. I was a huge Fred Barnett guy. Fred Barnett, Calvin Williams, man. That was a hell of a wide receiver tandem right there. Back in the early 90s. It really was. Randall, better punter than quarterback. Yes. Still holds the record for the longest punt in Eagles history. Maybe NFL history. I don't know. My favorite Randall Cunningham play was against the Buffalo Bills. No offense, TMZ. Forget what year was it, 91, 92. Drops back into the end zone. Bruce Smith tries to sack him. He ducks underneath it, slides away, throws a bomb downfield to Fred Barnett for a huge 80, 90-yard touchdown catch. That's my favorite Randall Cunningham memory as a kid growing up. He didn't have a good offensive line. He had Ron Heller, and I think the center's name was Alexander. Doesn't matter how good the wide receivers are without the O-line. That's what makes this the golden era in Eagles history, because we prioritize the defensive line, the offensive line, the things that actually matter. Football is the ultimate team sport. It really is. You got to have 11 guys on offense and 11 guys on defense working in unison to succeed. No one person can succeed without the others on offense or on defense. And so you're spot on with that, Duck, without a doubt. You're right on with that. Randall never had great receivers. I believe the 1 year with Carter on a half a season. Look, Jalen Hurts is still the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. The only one that goes to 2 Super Bowls, just so you know. Chiefs O-line collapsed. I saw a play this morning on one of the sacks that the Chiefs gave up in the Super Bowl, and they were zooming in on Travis Kelce. I think it was Josh Sweat was coming off the edge. The ball is snapped. The entire offensive line has moved 2 steps back, and Kelce was still in his 3-point stance, and was that late on getting up and reading the snap. And Sweat just ran right past him and hit Mahomes. Kelce's burnt. I just listed the receivers he had. Yeah, I mean, he had some. Look, Carter, Quick, they were at the end of their careers. Carter had more success outside of here than with us, with Minnesota. Fred Barnett and Calvin Williams were good, for sure. They weren't elite. They'd be number 2s in the NFL these days. Carter needed to leave Philly. The city was killing him with all the ability. Yeah, look, yeah. Carter had some issues, for sure. He's a God-fearing man now, but back then he was a young buck and he was wild. Yeah. I wonder what Carter's life would have been like if social media existed back during his playing days in Philly. I'm sure that would be a story for another day, for sure. But yeah, did I cover? So I covered the Jalen Hurts on the Tonight Show. I covered the Stoutland video. All right, so that's all potential titles from other shows. Yeah, okay, there. Yeah, caught up on comments, caught up on my notes for today. I think we covered every potential candidate that could potentially be the Eagles' offensive coordinator today. That's good. It's good. I think we've had a very successful day. I've made eye contact more than ever before. How about a fake ad read for old time's sake? No fake ad reads. No. The sports reporters kept a lot of Carter's doing down, so did the cops. Maybe that's possible. I'm not worried about the Randall Cunningham era. I'm not worried about talking about the Chris Carter era. I'm focused on the golden era of Philadelphia Eagles football, which is what we are currently in. I don't know why everybody's fascinated with the past when the present is the greatest of all time. It was the 80s. Everyone was in the booger sugar. I was not. I was a child. I was not in the booger sugar. Start more beef with Matty B for the content. No. Look, I'm almost embarrassed that I even shared out his terrible comment yesterday. I don't even want to give him the benefit of the doubt in the click. But he's out there saying the Eagles should trade Saquon Barkley immediately and get a big draft haul for him and get younger. We're not even 2 days removed from winning the Super Bowl, and you're talking about trading the best player on offense. Cunningham was throwing to Barnett Williams average sometimes, a little above average, but catching the ball consistently was a problem with those guys. Look, I'm not worried about them. There's no beef. I have no beef with anybody. No fake ad reads today. Something you should enjoy now because you won't be able to afford it in the near future. What's beef? Yeah, beef. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Can't afford anything these days. I go to the grocery outlet discount store. I'm still spending $100 when I go there grocery shopping. Jesus, it's so expensive to buy everything. I'm a big eggs guy. I like my eggs in the morning for breakfast. I haven't had eggs in 2 weeks now. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm eating English muffins with butter for breakfast every day. What the hell? Anyway, guys, we're in the final 10 minutes of the show today. So, again, make sure we hit that like button, subscribe button. Please share it out. I know Adam's already got the QR code to take to the parade. If you're going to the parade, tell some people to subscribe to the STT Sports Network. Let's get that subscriber count out. Let's get the viewership up. We've had a great show today. Hey, that was a great ad read. We could always promote the top pizza shop in Kennett Square, Fox's Pizza Den, the reigning, defending, undisputed champ as best pizza in Kennett Square. And that's not a comment or an opinion. That's just a straight fact, just so you know. So, yeah, come see me, Fox's Pizza, Kennett Square. Great. I'll be there all day today. Be there till 8 o'clock tonight. If you're going out today, be careful. I know the roads are slick. So be careful with that. Please be careful. Greatly appreciate it. That's gold. Look, we always got the pizza menu ready to promote the shop right there. Even though I'd rather stay with you guys all day, kind of got to do this. Yeah, we're not ready to say bubbles up just yet. We're still in the wrap-up process. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I think we're going to dive more into free agency tomorrow, more into these names on the Eagles. Should they stay? Should they go? I think, we'll continue that process. We'll see if the Eagles – I really, truly think the Eagles will make their decision on offensive coordinator very quickly because they don't want to lose out on guys to Kellen Moore and to other jobs. So I think the Eagles will solidify their coaching decisions within the next 24 to 36 hours. I love Jalen Hurts, Phil, but compared to Randall, Jalen has the mobility of a bed frame compared to Randall. Like, we're not talking about specific skill sets. We're talking about overall results. Maybe Randall Cunningham was a more athletic quarterback, but Jalen Hurts is not or Randall Cunningham wasn't a better quarterback. Jalen Hurts can throw, he can run, and he can lead. Remember Randall Cunningham, Jonathan, I don't know how old you are, but when Richie Kotite benched him for I forget who, and Randall Cunningham's on the sideline wearing his jacket inside out, moping around. You would never see that from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a leader of men. Randall wasn't. Randall was athletic, sure. He was a modern-day quarterback 30 years ago, sure. But Randall was not a leader. He wasn't. Jason Kelly's favorite pizza, Fix Pizza? No, Fix. Was that somebody else's pizza shop? You got to cover that delusional Eagles comment. I've already mentioned it a few times. And no, we're not talking about them. Jalen Hurts, quarterback, Fuel Fox Pizza, yes. I am not going to the parade. I don't do parades. It's Valentine's Day. One of my busiest days of the year in the pizza business. So I will not be at the parade. But I'd love you all to walk around with a QR code of Trending in the AM and get the subscriber. I already offered Adam $1,000 worth of free pizza if he gets me 1,000 subscribers. So yeah. So you're old enough to know. You're old enough to know. So you remember grumpy ass Randall when he got benched. Jalen Hurts broke another record, most rushing yards by a quarterback in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is special. Phil, bro, go to the parade. I can't. Some people got to work. I can't just take off whenever I want. I know half my staff ain't going to show up on Friday because they're going to be at the parade. I think we should touch on possible draft targets. We will. I need more time to research draft prospects before I start talking about them because I don't know any of these names that have been mentioned today. So we'll start with free agency because that's easy, and then we'll move into the draft the next week or two. I gotta do some research, some reading, writing, arithmetic to figure that all out first on the draft. But I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about in the coming days, for sure. And remember Randall's statement that his reward would be streets of gold in heaven. Yeah. I thought you were boss. I am the boss, but sometimes the boss got to work. The boss don't always get to do what he wants. The boss has got to go to work now. I don't want to go to work right now. Right now, I want to stay and do another hour or two with you, but I can't do it. Phil can't put an earbud in. I'm going to listen to mock drafts. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to do it all. You know what we do here. This ain't the first offseason of Trending in the AM, okay? We got a plan, and we got a process. Plus, I'm going to get some guests on this show in coming weeks. When you own the business, you work. You don't work in the business runs you. You don't run the business. The business runs you. That's the way it works. All right, with that being said, guys, I think it's time. Notebook closed. Guys, real quick, I do want to promote one other thing. Fairway to Heaven, great episode of our golf show last night. I have created a golf contest on DraftKings. Compete with myself, Jason, and Steven to see if you can do better than us in DraftKings golf. I linked it in the description of this show. Click on that link to the DraftKings contest and enter it. Just $3 to enter, and you can compete against the hosts of Fairway to Heaven in a fantasy golf contest. I'm starting it this week. I'm going to try to do it every single week. Should be fun. So click the link in the description below to the DraftKings contest and try to compete with us. Should be a little fun. I greatly appreciate you guys trying it out. I just need to learn how to spell Virginia. I got embarrassed at a meeting. Okay. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you all very much for tuning in today. This is Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Everybody have a great, beautiful Super Bowl day. Go Birds. Bubbles up.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep.